Alright everybody, this is John the Creature Teacher, and the next animal we're going to be caring for today is Taz. And Taz, he's in this little pouch, and there's his little hand right there. He's kind of poking his little face out. There's his nose. He is a sugar glider. There he is. He's saying hi. That's about as much of a hi as he wants to give. He takes a lot of naps during the day. They are a nocturnal species. He's a little more active, especially in the evening. There's his little eye. Yeah. The camera will focus on him. There he is. You want to say hi, buddy? There he is. He's a cute little guy. And we're going to be putting some food in his cage for him today, in his little house. First thing we want to do is, I've already took the old one off, but there's a variety of beddings that people can use. I just use newspaper. I'm changing this. If you are not going to change your bedding very often, you will want to use some type of pellet or paper bedding that absorbs smells and smells a lot better. Since I'm changing this almost every day or every other day. Oops, that fell down. Since I'm changing this quite a bit, I just use newspaper. This is just the free adverts that you get in your mail pretty much every single day. In regards to food, he happens to love, he does love apples, so we got a bunch of apples here. Here are apples. Now these aren't just apples, they are apples coated with what's called wombaroo. Now wombaroo is a protein supplement for sugar gliders. They also make it for a variety of other animals that are from Australia, but sugar gliders need a lot of protein. He does like to eat fruit. You can see he's kind of smelling for it right now. He can smell it. But they cannot just eat fruit. That is one, I hear this a lot whenever we do educational programs, when we talk about sugar gliders or we bring a sugar glider with us. A lot of people talk about how they only fed theirs fruit and it started having problems, and they did not realize that you also need to feed them protein. So that protein supplement is very good for them. It's very healthy. We're going to give him another apple. He's actually eats pretty well. He can go through 2 of these in one night sometimes. Usually he only eats about 1.5 of them. Now, on top of the wombaroo, I also like to give him bugs. Now in here, there is a mixture of superworms. There's a superworm there, and then the small ones are mealworms. Now, to be fair, you normally do not keep mealworms out in warm area like this. Superworms you don't put in a refrigerator, but mealworms you do. And the reason that you want to store mealworms in the fridge normally is because they pupate in warmer weather. So there's a pupa right there. However, that's normally a problem for if you're just keeping them yourself and you're feeding one animal. You got, a small lizard or something like that. However, it's not a problem for us because we have so many animals to feed that these pupa are actually fantastic. We're actually going to see if he'll take this one out of my hand. We'll watch if he does this. You want to take it? You want to take it, buddy? There you go. He loves them. He thinks they're fantastic. And there he goes. He's going to eat. He might not show his face while he's doing it. Yeah, he's nom-nomming on it right now. Yeah, he loves those. And since we have so many animals that eat insects, it's not a huge problem for us to let these mealworms pupate into their pupa stage. There we go. Yeah. We have a variety of lizards and amphibians that would happily eat these. And so it's not an issue for us at all to have the mealworms do this. And they're quite ugly. No, they don't look very good. And if you are squeamish and you're upset that we're feeding them live bugs, if these insects were dead, it'd actually be quite bad for them. It would not be good for their health. So very obvious, a superworm is enormous and huge. They're quite large. Whereas a mealworms are a lot smaller. Those are medium to large size mealworms in here. Whereas the superworms are large superworms. So big size difference on these guys. We'll give him a superworm too. He loves those. Okay. Alright, that should be enough. He eats more fruit than he does bugs. Oh, hey there. Now he's showing his face. He's like, hey, you got more of those? You want another one, buddy? Let's grab one here, if I can get it in my fingers. Try to wear gloves when I... Oh, it's okay. Oh, get the worm. Get the worm. Can you get it? There you go. That's his I just got out of bed reaction. When he first wakes up, just like us, he's pretty grumpy. When he first wakes up in the morning. Again, this is a nocturnal animal. At nighttime, usually around 8 or 9 o'clock, he's perked up a bit. He's a lot happier. He'll jump on my hand and walk around. There you go. He's pretty cute. Now, since he is a male, he is starting to, or already has begun to lose hair on top of his head. If you notice, he's starting to develop a bald spot. It's not because he pulls his hair out. Males have a scent gland on top of their head that produces a strong scent. And so the more hair that is, or the less hair they have, the more that scent can be carried away by wind and air currents, whether they're gliding or whether they are up in the tree. And so that scent makes them very attractive to girls. Now, Taz here is a bachelor. He does not have a girl in here with him at this point. But if he was out in the wild, being bald is very advantageous. It's very important for him to have less hair up there. It makes him more attractive. Oh, I know. You want another one. Those worms, they're right there. You see them? They're right down there, and then there's your food. So we're gonna say bye to Taz.